Have you ever heard of The Sims? Probably, you're online and it's a pretty big game. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of it? Ugly Sims 3 faces, weird character lore, the fact that every Sims 4 pack, just the Sims 4, none of the other ones, costs $1,000. That's absurd. Some of the things they want you to pay for are just like rain or having a relationship with your family. I don't get it. What you probably won't be thinking about is celebrities, designer brands, or Plants vs. Zombies for some reason. But The Sims have got some weird collabs, and all of those things that I just listed have been put into the game. Nobody asked for any of it, and most of it is well hated by the community, but they just keep doing it. And they've been doing this for years. I'm talking all the way back in 2001, and oh my god, well, over 20 years of doing this, there is some stuff. But over the past week, I've been searching, digging even for this stuff, and I've discovered way more stuff than I realized that there would be. Like, some of this stuff I knew about beforehand, which is why I decided to make this video, but it just kept going. I've skipped over so much stuff, and there's just so much of it. In 2001, with the release of The Sims House Party, an add-on to the iconic base game, The Sims, one man was added. Drew Carey. Now, if you're like me, you have no clue who Drew Carey is, well, worry not, I've spent a whopping 5 minutes of looking on Wikipedia, and I've kind of figured out what he does. I think he's a comedian, and he has a show called The Drew Carey Show, which I still don't know why he had that show, what he did to get that show in the first place, but it has 9 seasons. So, you know, he had to do something.
What's his?
Uh-oh, I accidentally left all my adult-themed material out on the table.
He also hosted some other game shows, I don't care, apparently like some knockoffs of Wheel of Fortune or something, whatever. But in this pack, he was the first celebrity ever added to the game. Since this was a party pack, Celebrity Sims didn't exist anymore like they do today. Like if you have The Sims, that one celebrity pack, your sim can be a celebrity, this didn't exist, that wasn't a thing. So you'd assume he's just a townie, right? No, he was kind of just showed up. He only ever showed up in a limo under the condition that you threw a totally tubular wicked enough party. When he shows up at the party, everyone will just absolutely freak out and they'll run over to him, and all they can think about is Drew Carey, including after he leaves. The Sims also did like the inverse of this, where they showed up on the Drew Carey show. Again, who cares? It happened twice, but only one of them I actually really care about, but because it annoys me.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Supposedly, they're meant to be speaking Simlish in that clip, but they're not. They're just saying blah, 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 blah over again in different tones. That's not how Sims speak, okay? The other clip's fine, it's just not very funny, but they actually are Sims.
That was close.
So I'm looking at Drew Carey's Instagram for this, and there's a bunch of people just complaining that he said happy holidays. He's dressed up as Santa. I don't think that's... With the release of The Sims Superstar, way more celebrities were added. Probably because this pack was about celebrities, but... They added famed celebrities such as Avril Lavigne, known for being emo, and more notably, Marilyn Monroe and Andy Warhol. Obviously, these two are considerably more famous than literally anyone else that gets put into The Sims ever. But that's not what makes them interesting. What makes them interesting and notable that they are added is that they are dead. The people are dead. And with that, we don't know if they got permission from the estate to put them in the game, so, you know, whatever. They continue to add celebrities in The Sims 2, The Sims 3, and there's also this Sims game called The Herbs, Sims in the City, which just has all of the Black Eyed Peas. For that, they did a cover of one of their songs in Simlish, and it's something. The only other celebrity that particularly interests at least me is Baby Ariel in The Sims 4 Get Famous. If you don't know who Baby Ariel is, which I didn't before this video, she's an influencer. She got her start on Musical.ly, so, you know, very,
My mama don't like you, and she likes everyone.
If you look at anything she's, like, ever done, you could kind of guess that's where she got her start. She's been on some shows, such as Henry Danger, 2 of the Zombies movies, and Bizarre Varg, a show famous for having Jake Paul in it, and also firing him. In The Sims, she's a teenager in high school, which she's not anymore in real life because, you know, aging. But she's also a celebrity in The Sims. Also, fun fact, and what makes it interesting, she cannot age or die. And it is really hard to get her to. You can, I tried. Okay, I'm researching how to kill her right now. Where would she be? I have a lot of Sims worth. I've spent a lot of money. How I'm thinking that I can kill her is she has this stupid trait that stops her from dying. So I'm gonna turn on testing sheets and try and find her and add her to my family and then get rid of her trait. Oh, there she is. I found her. Okay, Baby Ariel, get in my life. There we go. Thank you. Okay, here she is in all her glory. Oh, she's an actual celebrity. Okay, well, okay, I'm gonna make her be slammed by a vicious killer rabbit, but I think she's just gonna get up. No! Stanley, I don't want you to be slain by a vicious killer rabbit. Stop! Wait, don't do that. Shit. No, don't do that. There's not even... Dude, Stanley. Baby Ariel, save him. Baby Ariel, save him. Okay, I'm just gonna straight try and delete her. Okay, can we kill her? Okay, is she dead now? I think she's dead. Okay, technically I didn't kill her, but she's gone, so that's pretty much the same thing, I think. I didn't try very hard. I messed up putting in the cheat code, but, you know, maybe if you put it in right, you can kill her. Fun fact, since she cannot age or die, people have made mods specifically devoted to getting rid of her. Some people enjoyed the addition of celebrities, while some hated it. I found this forum post from like 2006 of people talking about what celebrities they wanted to add to The Sims. This one guy really wanted a young Robert Smith, specifically in tight pants, and okay. Now, if you're a big-time simmer, you may have noticed I skipped over one of the most iconic celebrities in The Sims. Katy Perry. Katy Perry is probably the celebrity most connected to The Sims. There's a lot of songs that end up being made into Simlish versions for both promotional material and to be put in the game. Katy Perry is probably one of the most iconic people to do this, second to the Black Eyed Peas, but they got like a whole album and, you know, whatever, who cares? But that's how she started her reign of terror in The Sims world.
Well, the first interaction I had with The Sims was when I did my first record and I put out a song called Hot and Cold, and they approached me and asked me to sing Hot and Cold in Simlish, which is their native language.
She first appears in a promotional video as herself for The Sims 2 Apartments. For a while, The Sims 2 was making music videos, but in The Sims, and this is one of those, and it's Hot and Cold, but in Simlish. Move over, Sims 3 Machinima 1,000 Years. I've got a new favorite. They end up doing quite a few music videos of her Simlish covers. There's a Simlish version of Last Friday Night. There's a video of her recording it, and it is just a fever dream. I think it's because of the camera quality, but she kind of looks a little bit like a Sim to me.
But it's a no.
She has some other music videos, some of which we will look at later, but she does make a cameo as a zombie dancer in this Christmas video.
On the 9th day of Sims, Mr. Sims 3 gave to me 9 pranksters pranking, 8 mermaids swimming, 7 creepers creeping.
Which, this video is absolutely absurd. There's a pirate dancing, like this, a pink bunny doing whatever that is,
Ooh, and a pink bunny in The Sims 3.
and again, Katy Perry. Katy Perry also did some other promotional images for The Sims 3 Supernatural, where she's like a puppet. master, I think. She also did some promotional material for The Sims 3 seasons, like interviews.
Particular extension off of Sims 3, you can enjoy weather. Delightful weather, of course.
But The Sims 3 is really where Katy Perry made her mark. By the way, this isn't in chronological order, I'm just doing it in the order I like. It's still kind of mostly in chronological order. The Sims 3 has a website called The Exchange. It's kind of similar to the gallery in The Sims 4. You can get households and homes for download, but you can also get custom content there. Though it used to be taken down, there used to be an official Katy Perry sim, posted by the official Katy Perry Sims account. She was kind of just a sim with short pink hair. She didn't really look that much like Katy Perry. There is this promotional image of a big, real Katy Perry holding a tiny Sims Katy Perry. She also had a cat you could download called Katy Perry, which is the perfect name for a Katy Perry cat and is apparently the name of an actual cat she had. Katy Perry was a bright pink cat, pretty much the exact same color as Katy Perry's hair, and she was a heart color. She also absolutely has 0 traits, for some reason. By the way, the real Katy Perry died in 2020, so rest in peace. These aren't up anymore, but if you want to find them, it's exceedingly easy to do so, and I'm not gonna link it, figure it out yourself. Now, this is all fine and dandy, but it's not really enough to be giving Katy Perry her own section. But luckily, those are just some of her side quests she's completed for The Sims. Her first big feat was The Sims 3 Showtime. This pack came out in March of 2012 and was a pretty normal Sims pack. It was a celebrity pack, so I guess it sort of makes sense that they inserted her in it. But they didn't just insert her by just putting her in the game like they did with a bunch of other celebrities. She wasn't put in the game at all, outside of being in the exchange, which doesn't count because you have to download her manually. They put her on the cover of the Katy Perry edition of the game, which doesn't really show that it's a Sims game. It just kind of looks like a Katy Perry DVD. The only difference between the normal edition of Showtime and the Katy Perry version was that it came with some Katy Perry themed items, a hairstyle, clothes, a guitar, a poster, which when I read, I couldn't tell if that meant you were physically getting a poster when you got it or they put one in the game. But I watched an unboxing video and it's physically a poster. Outside of, having her own, version of the game for some reason, she was also featured in a lot of promotional material. The trailer for Showtime is to Firework, the song by Katy Perry, and the first quarter of it is just people singing it before they even show anything related to The Sims. Okay, after note, but somehow I failed to realize that these are 2 separate trailers and I talked about them like they're one trailer. They're not. This is the second trailer.
Take your Sims from unknown to unforgettable. As a singer,
I do kind of like when it transitions from Katy Perry singing to Katy Perry and The Sims also singing, because she's wearing the same outfit when big Katy Perry is holding the little Katy Perry. However, this is not her only pack. That was child's play in comparison to this one. The Sims 3 Katy Perry Sweet Treats. It came out in June of 2012, a couple months after Showtime, and it was something. The pack described itself as, and I quote, "Indulge your Sims with the sweet and vibrant style of Katy Perry. The Sims 3 Katy Perry Sweet Treats pack showcases a vast range of decor items, furniture, and of course, fabulous fashions and hairstyles. Inspired by Katy's real-life clothing and props, these fun furnishings, decor, and fashions will add a dash of sweet style to your Sims' lives. Packed with more stuff than you have ever seen, your Sims will also enjoy 3 all-new spectacular venues, including a local hangout, a town park, and a neighborhood swimming pool, each decked out in a delicious Katy Perry style." By the way, it says more stuff than ever. That's just a lie. It was a 6 stuff pack made for The Sims 3. Now, stuff packs for The Sims 3 are usually item-based expansions to the game, whereas an expansion pack is usually more gameplay-focused and costs more. This pack costs $30 compared to the typical $20 of other stuff packs. It's also since been discontinued, and the only way to get it is either through piracy, which is illegal, or through finding a physical copy. But what did it add to the game? Did it add Katy Perry? No, it didn't. If you listened, I said that earlier. It did add Katy Perry themed items. All of the items are very California Girls themed, considering it was around that era. There's quite a bit of creator sim content, however, almost all of it is for female sims. There's only one for male sims, and it's something. For the women, there's actually quite a bit. Now, you might think they're ugly, you might think they're cute, but one thing's for sure, they're very faithful to the California Girls music video. Look, cupcake boobs, weird lollipop pinwheel, weird lollipop pinwheel, weird heart hairband, weird heart hairband. The one thing I think it's really missing is the ability to do that thing Katy Perry does, where she shoots a whipped cream out of her tit. Or at least have an outfit that looks like what she's wearing when she does that. I mean, come on. Build mode has some things I like, most of it I don't, but you know. But looking at those things, you might think, when the hell am I gonna use any of those? And that's exactly what a lot of people's criticisms are. And sure, it's a themed pack, but even most other themed packs have some usability outside of being, I don't know, Marty McFly. So I'm gonna count how many I think I could use outside of making Candyland. Okay, this. I could kind of see these, but still not really. This. I could see these for like a children's playground, honestly. Like, it's very themed, but I could see it. Okay, I feel like you wouldn't use these like often, but I think they're pretty sick. Okay, I feel like in clothing I could see a lot more. Like, I could maybe see that, definitely see this, no, definitely that, maybe this, that, and that, yes. This most definitely, 100% not. And then maybe the cookie beret. Okay, how many was that? 18. For a pack with 88 items this heavily themed, it's better than I expected, but it's still not very useful for general gameplay, and a lot of people did not like that. Oh, this is so cool, can't wait to see it in my game. I know this stuff has very limited use in most games, but my husband saw me looking at the write-up for it and just sighed. He knows what's coming. I love this pack, adds so much color and all my sims love the park and pool it brings. Also, if you have showtime, it makes your entertainment sims much more vibrant and like a real life pop star. I'm really disappointed with this add-on and I won't be buying it. I do like the formal dress though. I can't believe this shit is the next stuff pack. What the fuck was EA thinking? I would be curious to know how many people actually fork out $30 for this one. I hope it flops so they learn a lesson. So many other issues with this game. They could have spent their time on fixing and improving, and they are making it candy so Katy Perry can make more money. Lovely. Katy Perry. Why does this one have so many downvotes? She's right, it's Katy Perry. This one's long, so I'm just gonna summarize this. You can read it if you really want. Pretty much they're saying that this pack not being versatile isn't exclusive to it, and many other packs are not versatile, so it shouldn't be such a huge problem. And then other people are saying that other packs that they used as an example are significantly more versatile than the Katy Perry pack. For me, I feel like this pack being versatile is not the issue. It's a heavily themed pack, and if you've seen the California Girls music video, there's no way most people are gonna put that stuff in their own home. But yeah, you know, this pack had a lot of controversy over it. People who hated it, and the people who loved it. Some people didn't care, but you know, vocal minority, But yeah, it's probably one of the most controversial stuff packs. For me, when I look at this pack, it just kind of feels like a giant advertisement for Katy Perry, because it is a giant advertisement for Katy Perry. What are my lights doing? Is that just me? But I still like some of the stuff in it, and if EA hadn't destroyed it, I could see myself getting it. Except that I would only buy it on sale because I refuse to buy any game not on sale, and since it's so old, I'd probably just look for it in the thrift store, like with these other games I did. Guess how much these two cost me? $5. For both. Also, I totally skipped over the venues, but trust me, they weren't really relevant to me talking about. So, The Sims is owned by EA. EA has a lot of games on its IP. Now this gives EA a lot of opportunities for crossovers, and in The Sims 3 that's exactly what they did. But what crossover did they end up doing? Well, I want you to guess. Could it be FIFA, Skate, Monopoly, Star Wars? Well, they did do a Star Wars time, but that's not the one I want you to guess. Have you put in your guesses? It was Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah, maybe you guessed that. If you did, you probably already knew about it or remembered that from the intro, because no way anyone would just pick that. They added it to The Sims 3 Supernatural, but only the limited edition version or the Origin version, which means it's kind of hard to obtain now. To get the limited edition version, I'm pretty sure you just have to find a physical copy, and Origin doesn't exist anymore, so, you know, piracy. But this pack came out 3 years after the original Plants vs. Zombies, and a year before Plants vs. Zombies 2. Nowadays, nobody seems to really care. All the videos I can find on it are from 2012, which is when it came out. I did manage to find some forum posts about it, which took me a while, but it's almost all people being confused as to why there's Plants vs. Zombies in their game, or being confused after seeing the trailer where they just kind of shove it in at the end. But pretty much in Supernatural, you get all the normal stuff you'd expect. Bonehilda, new woohoo spots, careers, a town, and a bunch of new Supernatural sims, including zombies. But if you manage to get your hands on the limited edition version, you'd get the Plants vs. Zombies stuff. But not all of it. You'd get the famous pea shooter, which looks just... what the Sigma? You get the famous pea shooter, which just looks so out of place. It's a completely different style from just everything around it in The Sims 3. I think this was the only actually useful Plants vs. Zombies items, maybe excluding the sunflower, but that's a whole nother thing. Normal Sims can use the pea shooter to play catch with, kind of like one of those baseball shooter machines, but nobody cares about that, no. The cool bit of the pea shooters was that they could beat up zombies. Zombies in Supernatural would come out during a full moon, and zombies are annoying. They would wander around, try and bite other Sims, and more importantly, they want to eat your plants, which is the most obvious Plants vs. Zombies tie-in. But worry not, there were many ways to stop them. Blasting them with sunlight, a potion, and the only one I care about, shooting them. With the pea shooter. The pea shooters could shoot zombies, and if they won, the zombies would turn back to a normal sim. They could also fail, and the zombie would eat your pea shooter, and then you're out like 500 simoleons, but eh. With the limited edition version, you'd also get 2 new outfits to look like the zombies in Plants vs. Zombies. One is the newspaper zombie outfit, and the other is Ripped Zombie Suit outfit. There were also some pretty sick cone and bucket hats you could get. Onto the Origin version. It is way lamer. I don't know if you can get them both online without like doing something you're not supposed to. I asked on Reddit and people said stuff and I didn't know what they meant. But yeah, way lamer than the limited edition version. You'd get the Plantain Lamp, which I could not find an image of. A brain flag, which, as the name suggests, is a flag, but with a brain on it. The zombie gnome sculpture, again, could not find an image of this. And the walnut. They're all just kind of decoration items, they don't do anything. Fun fact, did you know that The Sims 3 has a store? It's all microtransactions. Ew. People like to talk a lot about how The Sims 4 is overpriced, which it is, but at least there, you can spend $5 and get a full kit, whereas in The Sims 3 item store, you could spend $5 and get 1 sunflower. This sunflower, which is from Plants vs. Zombies, if you couldn't tell, would run you 545 sim points. For reference, 100 sim points is worth $1. So that's $5.45 for 1 item. Thanks, EA. But don't worry, if you act fast, it's currently on sale for 392 sim points. But act fast, because the sale ends December 12th, 2016. Okay. I don't think the Sims 3 store is being supported anymore, because I clicked on the purchase sim points button, and it just took me to the EA website where you cannot buy sim points. The sunflower isn't really that useful. It's pretty much just a speaker where your sim can dance to, and zombies can eat it. So like a shittier speaker. It'd also give you a special moodlet, but who really cares? It's not worth $5. You could technically get it slightly cheaper by getting it in a set, but then you have to buy all this other stuff with it. One of these is the Stone's Throw Greenhouse, which gives you a whopping 32 items, or the best of 2012 compilation with 111 items. However, again, totally not worth it, because the entire thing costs either 1,710 sim points or 5,832 sim points. What? But worry not, EA is so kind-hearted that to make up for this, they gave us a free Plants vs. Zombies set. It's 6 t-shirts and a poster. Really, it's 3 t-shirts because they're different for each gender. Who is buying this? The Sims 4 has one pack, so infamous, so hated, that when it is spoken, it brings terror to the hearts of Simmers everywhere. What is it? You could probably guess by the card that just came up and the fact that I brought it up earlier, but it's Journey to Batuu. Now, I've never seen Star Wars and I don't intend to watch it. I think I've already got the plot from that one bit in Toy Story, so I think I'm pretty good.
I am your father.
The pack came out on September 7th, 2020, and it claims to let you create your Star Wars story, experience the edge of the galaxy, unite with iconic characters, and get your own lightsaber and droid. Which it does achieve, just not very well. I was playing The Sims earlier and it had a pop-up trying to convince me to buy Journey to Batuu. I'm not buying it yet. I bought it. This isn't it. This is The Sims 2 pets, but they don't make discs anymore, so. Oh my god. Guys, The Sims 3 is coming soon in 2009. Yeah, laugh all you want, but it's for the video. By the way, worst $13.99 I've ever spent, don't buy it. Okay, but seriously, starting with the creator sim, it's not that bad. Sure, the outfits are all kind of mid. There's a few okay ones, but half of them are stuck behind an achievement. The hair is honestly pretty good, but it's not anything crazy. Also, if you've ever looked at the items in this pack, you may have noticed these weird masks. That's because this pack doesn't have actual aliens in it. They're just normal Sims wearing masks, so if you were hoping for that, sorry. Build mode. Honestly, better than I thought. I'm surprised at how much of it was actually useful outside of building a Star Wars themed house. Sure, it isn't anything to write home about. The only thing that I'd say is usable outside of this that's unique is this booth. But obviously the real deal with this pack is the gameplay. It isn't all up in your face immediately like in older Sims games where if you have a bunch of packs, 50 things spawn in immediately. Instead, you have to go into your Sims phone or computer and book a vacation to Batuu. It doesn't work like taking a vacation anywhere else, so I don't know why they put it there. There isn't a set time or you don't have to pay to stay there. Instead, you just kind of go there. When you load in to Batuu, it gives you a very basic rundown, and then you get to pick one of 3 locations. The First Order District, which are the evil guys, the Black Spire Outpost, which are the loser middle guys, and the Resistance, which, if you could not guess, is a resistance against the evil guys. They all have different layouts, buildings, and stuff to do in them. Maybe not buildings, that's kind of a stretch because they don't actually have walls and they all look the same. Starting with the Resistance, on my quick playthrough I went for the evil guys, so they wouldn't really let me look around there. They kicked me out. Okay, it might have been because I fought someone there, but whatever. The Resistance area is pretty ragtag, but it's honestly the coolest, at least base-wise. The world has no buildings, stuff strewn about, and an ominous cave, which when I tried to enter, my sim failed at doing whatever you can do in there. I still can't figure out what that cave's for. I think the only thing that cave's for is for quests. You can't build here. Actually, you can't build anywhere unless you cheat. What you can do is join the Resistance by going up to the leader and asking to join. Then you can do tasks and make your way up in the ranks. If you've joined the Empire, you can also come here to complete tasks. However, when I tried that, I got kicked out. The Black Spire Outpost doesn't really have anything going on. It mostly works as an in-between of the Resistance and the Empire. Here's where you'd have your home base, which is a rabbit hole, and then there's a cantina, which is not a rabbit hole. By the way, all buildings but the cantina and one in the Black Spire Outpost are rabbit holes, and everything that isn't is a dress setting. None of that's real. First Order District is pretty similar to the Black Spire Outpost, however, this is where you go to join the bad guys and be bad. And then you can do tasks for them. Bad tasks. Everything else is a rabbit hole, like I said earlier. But sometimes you have these weird aliens pop up trying to sell you stuff when you go into them. There's some other gameplay features too, droids, lightsabers, and 2 new aspirations. Now, if you're a Star Wars fan, seeing everything laid out like this might make you think it's worth getting. Well, you'd be wrong, because you're missing one bit of crucial information. The fact that it's shit. The reason it's so shit is because they've strayed so far from the life sim style. It's no fun to have your Sims sneaking around and collecting information while you do nothing but click a do task button and then sit back and watch. If this was a game more similar to Assassin's Creed or even something like The Escapist, if any of you remember that, you'd be the one doing that and there'd actually be a challenge. But it just doesn't work in The Sims, so it's incredibly boring. It's also a blatant advertisement for Disneyland, which I've been to when I was 5, so I did not go to the Star Wars bit because it opened in 2019. And I am no 10-year-old. So I'm going off of photos here, but it does look similar. Incredibly similar. And also, you don't even get the Force. Now, I don't know Star Wars, but I sure know that's a part of it. And no, I didn't like this pack. How could you tell? But neither did anyone else. Look at the like to dislike ratio on the trailer. IKEA, H&M, Diesel, Machino, and MeUndies. What do all of these have in common? They all have dedicated Sims packs. The first of these was the H&M Stuff Pack, released on June 5th, 2007. It was the first pack of its type before any other big tie-ins. It's described as, your Sims can choose from contemporary fashion essentials including flirty short dresses, casual but striking dress shirts, and other head-turning outfits, complete with accessories. All inspired by real H&M designs. Design your own store modeled after the sleek interiors of the trend-setting retailer. Your all-new retail-themed items include mannequins, clothing racks, bowls, cash register, fitting rooms, and more. Design a fashion runway where your Sims can showcase their favorite outfits on the catwalk. Whether wearing bold, new styles, spotlighting the stylish collection on the runway, or shopping for the latest trends at a store that you design, your Sims will show off their superior sense of style with the Sims 2 H&M fashion stuff. The main part of this pack was the outfits. It added 60 new clothes, which is boasted on the front of the package. The clothes, well, you can tell this pack came out in 2007. There's a trailer showing off some of the outfits, which is the most pixelated game trailer ever. Sure, it's from YouTube in 2008, but so is this video of a husky, and that one isn't in 240p. It's in 480. With this pack also came the best review ever from PC Zone, The Sims 2 H&M fashion stuff. Oh, honestly, this can fuck right off. Great start. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, just the highlights, but all of it's crazy, so definitely read it. This one's really bad, Sarah, he would admit. It's 60 sodding outfits from H&M, and we're charging £10 for it. People will still buy it, she insisted. Howard raised his hand and struck his wife hard across the face, spilling his scotch on the carpet. I don't know what's up with the red wife hitting, but this got published in a magazine, so... Steve Haggerty was the person who wrote this. Online, there's a lot of people saying he got fired for it. That's not true, because there's other weird reviews from him published after this. It also had this image that says dump under it for some reason, as well as an image of gameplay criticizing the pack. Also, did you guys know that H&M stands for something? Hennes and Martiz, or however you pronounce that. I didn't think it stood for anything, I never thought of that. Cheap Furniture, Sweden, and a review by the same guy. Guess what pack it is? The Sims 2 IKEA home stuff. This pack is actually pretty good. The furniture is really versatile and it's pretty cheap, and there's quite a bit of it too. 76 build and buy mode items, which is better than most stuff packs for The Sims 4. Okay, this next one's a bit of a jump. The last two are pretty everyday brands. This one is not. The Sims 3 Diesel stuff was based on, you guessed it, Diesel.
Nope, 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 yep.
Which, if you don't know, which I did not before this, is a high-end clothing brand. Almost $700 for a mini dress. I don't know how much business this could bring in, since most Sims players probably aren't buying a $700 mini dress. It claimed that it contains the hottest fashions and home furnishings for your Sims from one of the world's most popular lifestyle brands. This claim, not very accurate. The clothing is boring and the furniture is okay, however most of the furniture has designs on it, stopping it from being recolored. By the way, if you've never played older Sims games, there was a feature where you could recolor items to pretty much anything. Sims 4, why don't we have this? How am I going to make a bright pink cheetah print room? The Sims 4 Machino stuff is the next edition.
This pack sucks, but I need it.
This is one of the few packs in this video I do own. Some of the Creator Sim stuff is a bit out there, most of it is actually, but some of it is honestly really good, especially if you're going for a mod look. I do really like a lot of the build mode items, if I'm being honest, but where this pack really shines is the gameplay, which you wouldn't think, but it does. There's a new career type, freelance photographer, and you get loads of these background things for photography, as well as like a whole new way to take photos, which if you like taking photos of your Sims, this pack is fantastic for you. It is definitely hated by many people, mostly because of the fact that it's a company tie-in, which is valid. Also, the trailer for this pack sucks so much. The last pack, or kit to be correct, most people probably won't be able to tell this is a collaboration. And no, I'm not talking about the Pastel Pop kit being in collaboration with Plumbella. She's not a company, she's a person. I'm talking about the Simtimates collection kit. The reason you probably don't know this is a collaboration is because they don't really tell you. Nowhere in the name does it say it, so you only really know if you read this one section on the EA website or you've seen posts on Instagram. By the way, EA, this outfit is not particularly flirty or charming like you claim. It's like a different version of those heart boxes characters have in TV shows when they get pants. There were a couple things that weren't big enough to go into their own category, but didn't fit in other ones, mostly Sims 3 shop items, so I'm putting them here. But first, I have an honorable mention. Sims 4 Strangerville. This one is not a collaboration, but it's an obvious copy of Stranger Things, so it'd probably be better if it was. Okay, but for realsies, these aren't going to be in chronological order, but more by genre, I guess. I'm starting with soda brands. In The Sims 1, there was a Pepsi soda machine available. I cannot find anything online about it except for a blog post and a few videos. I'm pretty sure it's not base game, simply because it doesn't seem like something that would be base game. What I do know about it is that it is obviously a Pepsi collaboration, if you couldn't guess. It's a placeable item which then your Sim can obtain drinks from. The drinks include Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Slice, which I've never heard of before because it got discontinued in the 2000s, Mug Root Beer, Lipton Brisk Iced Tea, and Aquafina. These are all owned by Pepsi, if you couldn't tell. Unlike the Sims 4, I'm pretty sure this one can't crush you to death, which is the cool feature of the vending machines, but I don't think it would be good for Pepsi's business. This one's in the herbs, so not mainline Sims games, but still in the Sims. And I talked about the Black Eyed Peas, which are in it, so it's a Red Bull vending machine. Can you use it? I don't know. I could only find pictures. Sims 3 this time. Most of these are going to be Sims 3, by the way, because of the Sims 3 store. This one isn't because of the store, so maybe not the right time to bring that up a second ago. Instead, you could buy Dr. Pepper and get a DLC code. This one had a crazy amount of items. Look at all these sets. That car's goofy, and hey, wait, that's the same couch from the Love Struck pack. Fun fact, I started writing this before that pack was even announced. I'm kind of slow on things. Dr. Pepper also had a stadium rabbit hole, but no one cares about rabbit holes. Fanta t-shirt, and refrigerator from the Sims 3 store. That's the last of the sodas. There isn't much to say about the Fanta. If you've never played any other Sims game other than The Sims 4, you're not going to get this section. But it's cars, because before The Sims 4, there were cars. In The Sims 2, 5 Ford cars were available for download on thesims2.com. Ford Escape Hybrid, Ford Edge, Ford Focus, Ford Fusion, and Ford Mustang GT cars. On the Sims 3 store, there was also a free pack called the Ford Focus Thrill Seeker Pack, which added a Ford Focus 5-door model, as well as an indoor skydiving center for some weird reason, and some weird remote. I don't know what the remote does, but they said yeah. Fiat had something similar to Ford, where they had a car on the Sims2.com, and Honda appeared in the background of Herb's Sims in the City. Renault, which is a brand I've never heard of, but they sell cars, was also in the Sims 3. They had the Renault Eco Pack, which made the goofiest looking car available to the Sims, called the Renault Twizy. It kind of reminds me of that blind lady with the mobility scooter car. In the Sims 3 store, Toyota had the Toyota Prius pack, which gave you a weird collection of stuff. 4 Toyota Prius models, a laptop, 3 stereos, some shirts, and then for some reason a windmill, solar panels, and fireworks. The Sims Freeplay also had some Toyota stuff, but nobody cares about that because The Sims Freeplay sucks. Another collaboration in The Sims was band merchandise available in the Sims 3 store. Pretty much just posters and a shirt. There was Kiss, Lil Wayne, Ozzy Osbourne, the Sex Pistols, and Shakira. Another collaboration was the brand Eames. I'm assuming that's how you say that. Which had some extra items you could get with Sims 3 pets, and the only cool bit of it is this sick dog bed. Okay, final one. McDonald's. This one's from The Sims 1, which means it's one of the few collaborations in that game. It was a McDonald's food kiosk, which just kind of sells food. However, the description for it claims that the employee somehow lives in it. So to all you young people complaining about only being able to afford a small apartment, think about The Sims McDonald's employee. That was mostly every collaboration of The Sims. I know I definitely missed a couple somewhere because this video is already long enough and The Sims has too many collaborations to keep track of. If you want to really look into these collaborations because you're crazy or something, there's a link in the description with a lot of my sources. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and whatnot. Anyways, curse the trolls. Peace to everybody else.